here's some of my pros on these. I think the overall finish and delivered product is pretty fantastic considering the price point that it's in. I was expecting the case to be a little bit clunky and probably more of a nuisance, but I actually think it does its job pretty well, all things considered. I also really like the LED that they built in for the charging receptacle. I was kind of freaking out whenever I first got them because I wasn't sure if it had the LED, because sometimes it's nice to just have that reassurance that your product's actually going to be charged whenever you throw it on the charger, because sometimes that can be a bit of an issue. Okay, another really cool thing, sorry if there's any earwax in here because I have been using these for a week and some change, but the factory inserts for the ear gels are incredibly comfortable. I was actually pleasantly surprised because that's some of the reason that I haven't used earbuds in probably 5 or 6 years. I haven't had a real good reason to purchase any because they just get incredibly uncomfortable after like hour 2 and 3. However, that being said, I've been using these pretty much from 6 a.m. all the way till about 4 p.m. in the afternoon, so literally an entire day's use, and I can't say that they've given me any issues whatsoever. So I think these are really comfortable earbuds. They just feel very premium. For $50, I really was not expecting to get all this. So on top of the ear gels being incredibly comfortable, they actually haven't even fallen off yet the entire time that I've had them on. That's another thing that I thought was really annoying whenever messing with earbuds, is that the little gels would just pop off inadvertently whenever you're taking them out of your ear, putting them back into your ear. And so I'm really glad to see that they have come a long way on those. Another pro that I think is really prevalent in pretty much any part of the electronic industry is how fast can you connect to your device. And this was pretty much one of the faster Bluetooth devices I think I've hooked up probably in the past year. I haven't seen anything else that connects as fast. And I mean, it's really minute, but whenever you're talking about 20 different seconds jumping between 2 devices, you can burn through a whole minute just trying to get this thing to pair and repair back between different devices. So I think that's really nifty. I think it is super handy if you're somebody that has to jump between several different devices. And then last but not least, if you're an audiophile, these have really incredible sound, all things considered with the pricing. I think if you're going to spend $50 on a pair of earbuds, I think this is probably bar none one of the most competitive buds that you're going to find out there. I'm sure I'll take a look at some other products and see what's going on for $50, but I think this is probably going to be one of the titans. I get to get into the fun part of the product review. I get to talk about what I don't think I really liked all that much. This one I'm going to add, it wasn't really on the script, but I think the touch control system just coming out of the box is a bit convoluted. I don't think it really needs to be changed. However, I think a really good standard dumbed down tutorial video of how to use these very quickly and efficiently, I think that's great, because the first thing that I had to do was jump into the quick start guide, and for all intents and purposes, that's great, super easy. Anybody can read it. But when you're on the run and you're just trying to get into the quick accessibility features, I think it just makes more sense to have a video there to get you through some of the most important things. I'll also note I have not used, I guess, the voice aware function, which is probably only available through the app. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 different functions right off the bat. That's a lot to just memorize and kind of take in. I'm sure it'll take me a while to remember what all the functions are. I mean, of course, your basic volume up, volume down, skip track, forward and back, those are all pretty easy. Those are pretty standard. But once you start getting into these one-off things, it can be a little difficult to keep up with that. Anyways, I still think it's a really great addition. Because I'm sure this helps with comfortability and the size of the headphone. So kudos to JBL on finding a way to engineer and put all that into the product. I think that's really fascinating considering the price point. Getting back to the script here, one of the other cons I didn't necessarily like about the headphone. I wish there was a better way to hot swap these and make them more available across your multiple different devices. Maybe if there was something on the case, I could see that. I could see an additional function there. I'm sure that would cost more money, but I'd be willing to shell out an extra 10, 15 bucks for something that just has better functionality in reference to getting from point A to point B, because I have to jump between iPad, computer, phone, and even my car sometimes. So it'd be cool to have an active Bluetooth somewhere that you can just kill the whole Bluetooth system and my car doesn't try and connect to my phone, and I can just, or my phone isn't trying to connect to the earbuds, and I can just connect natively to the car as soon as I get into it. I think that would be incredibly helpful. All right, so this one pains me to put on here, but I'm also kind of undecided on it because I've had it in two different extreme use cases. So I've been in a very quiet, secluded room where there wasn't anything going on, and I got a phone call, and I used the hands-free calling function on that. It worked pretty good. I don't think I had any latency in the phone calls. I think I had one call with my dad on it, my girlfriend, and my bank manager. That all seemed to work fine. However, I had a client call today. I was walking between classes. Classes were letting out, and there was like 10 different event tents going on. They're blaring music, which is all fine and dandy. However, whenever it came to operating and functioning for the hands-free call, this was pretty much a no-go. I had to kill the system and I had to switch over to my phone, which again, I have to, take these out and then turn the speaker on the phone. So that's a bit of a pain. So if you're buying this for the hands-free function, understand that you really need to be in a very secured area if you're gonna be trying to use that function. All in all, I think it works pretty good. I haven't heard anybody complain about sound quality or noise levels, so that is all a bonus on top of the con. So just food for thought on that. And then last but not least, I'm pretty sure there's a design element and reason why JBL did not pursue this. For the whatever they want to call it, their active noise canceling system that they're referring to. I think it could have been in a hardwired button. I think that is the quickest way to get to that function, because sometimes you're in a scenario where you instantly have to have these off to be instantly in tune with whatever the heck is going on around you. I still don't know all the buttons for this, and it might just be an app function and I'm just not paying attention. However, coming straight out of the box, I feel like that is something that a lot of people are looking for in headphones. The question that we have to answer here is, do the cons outweigh the pros? Absolutely not. It's probably one of the best $50 purchases I've made in quite some time. So yeah, no, the cons are absolutely not a deal breaker on this. I think the pros massively outweigh it. And I think where it falls short, I don't think it necessarily falls short in a bad way. I think these are really designed for a very specific user. If you're somebody that's maybe going to college, or you just need something to throw into your go bag, these are absolutely incredible for $50. I don't think you can really go wrong with these. It serves a lot of functions. You're gonna get a lot of utility out of it. And ultimately, you're just gonna be happy purchasing these. I think I've been happier with these because it's made life easier running around school, as opposed to having my big old Bose headphones. Those Bose, I think, is kind of fallen behind in the connectivity age of things, and that's kind of where headphones are going. I think we've designed them so much to a point that now it all comes down to all the additional functions that it can do, because sound has really stepped up. Of course, this is a Harmon Kardon product. So if you don't know about Harmon Kardon, they've been in business since the 1950s. They've been in audio engineering, and in most vehicles you're going to find Harmon Kardon or Bose on their luxury or high-end brands. So that being said, JBL is backed by pretty much one of the best producers in the industry. They were actually one of the first stereo high-phonics to come out in the 1950s and 1960s. So really great company there. I'm sure they've got nearly 100 years of audio engineering stacked into these bad boys. So kudos to JBL. Okay, so I've got to say this. For the JBL Vibe, my final thoughts, I'm not excited for the day that I have to replace these headphones, because they just perform that well out of the package. The last time I was really captivated by a pair of headphones / earbuds was the Skull Candy Lowriders. I don't remember when they debuted, but they were back when I was in middle school. Those have been hands down one of my favorite headphones that have been out there. And in fact, they're so dang good that they've actually appreciated in value. I think they were originally starting for like $50 or $60, somewhere in that price point. But now if you want a set of those, good luck. It's like $100. So they've actually gone up in value. Easily one of my favorite headphone sets. It's what really got me into the audio field of things and playing with speakers and getting into guitars and all that good stuff. So it doesn't go without saying that whenever I have to replace these, that it's a sad day, but let's also address the nitty gritty. The DJ Lowrider had its heyday and it's gone and it's never coming back. And the same can be said about these. Eventually, these are gonna hit a point where they become functionally obsolescent in reference to what is going on in the audio industry. And that's a good and a bad thing. It's good because we've engineered so far into it that you're getting pretty much everything all in one package. So that means that whatever comes out next is just gonna have to be absolutely incredibly innovative. On the back end of that, sometimes companies can get lazy, they can get complacent. My Bose SoundSport, the first gen of in-ear buds, truly wireless, I've got to say, I was honestly, that's probably one of the most ridiculous purchases I've ever made as far as first gens are concerned. Maybe, I think the only thing that can trump it is the Xbox 360 with the Red Rings of Death, which RIP. You know, thanks mom and dad for getting me that. Sorry that Microsoft knew about the defects and just shipped units anyways. But my point to that is companies can get really lazy. Skull Candy used to be one of my absolute hands down go-to, not only because they had really good sound quality and you know they're a pretty durable headphone, but they also had a pretty good warranty backing them. However, as time went on, if I understand correctly, I think they got bought out, and then came into the point that money became the main priority, and creating a quality product and something that people would want to buy over and over again, and it kind of took the back seat. So a little bit sad about that. I will say I've got a pair of Skull Candies somewhere. Let's see. So if you've watched this far into the video, I'll give you a sneak preview of what's coming up next. I've got these Skull Candy Smoking Buds. I think these are gonna be really, really fun because I think I spent like $15 on these things. But anyways, summarizing my final thoughts here. Companies might get lazy, and this quality might be hard to come by because also the prices are gonna start to go up again for entry-level earbuds, or maybe they won't. Maybe they will go down because the first gen Bose that I bought were like $200, and considering that these are $50, I mean, this is just such a night and day different product than what Bose put out. And it was upsetting to see a company that had so much, let's see, where are the Boses? It was sad to see a company that had a very high prestige in audio engineering and repertoire release something that was really not that good. In fact, I questioned many times and many occasions on if they ever even did any actual product testing or if they sent it to people, because I bought them because the SoundSport name, I said, okay, great. It's got sport in the name, so that must mean it's intended for sports. But once I started getting into it, they did not function as they were marketed and advertised. So that being said, $50 buy, 100% do it, and don't look back.